Well, welcome back, folks, to part 3 of the series on repainting and rebuilding the carburetors for the Ford 8N. And clearly you can see the two halves of the carburetor here in the shop. These were painted a couple of days ago. They are dry to the touch, but they're not cured out yet. I'm going to let them set for a week or so before I seal them, and we'll come back and talk about what sealing means in just a moment. The paint I used was the regular spray that I've used on other components for the project. That is this Case New Holland Iron Guard New Holland Red. So it'll match everything else on the tractor that I've been working on so far. As I alluded to a moment ago, I'm going to let these sit now for close to a week or so and make sure that the solvents and the paint has completely evaporated and allow them to cure out a little bit. What we are going to talk about though next is paints. And when I talk about sealing of carburetors, I'm talking about clear coating them essentially. And I want to just spend a few minutes talking about the different paints that one can use in my experience with paints, particularly in something like a carburetor where it's exposed to a direct exposure to fuel, gasoline, and the challenge that creates. So let me bring in some paints here and we'll talk about this a little bit further. I want to share with you a little sampling of the various rattle can off-the-shelf spray paints that I have. This is but a small portion of all the paints I have. I literally probably have 4 times, maybe even more, cans of various brands of off-the-shelf spray paint. Now, those of you that have been with me for a while are aware that a lot of my work, or most of my work, is around small engines and particularly motorcycles. And I brought into the shot here mostly blacks. I have other blacks besides these in the same brands. I tried to represent the various different brands that I've tried, and there's even a few others, I think, in my cabinet besides these major brands. These are with the exception of probably the Iron Guard over here, which is the Case New Holland paint I just talked about in the previous clip. These are all off-the-shelf brands, and of course Honda is proprietary paint to the Honda product line. But we have Duplicolor, Rust-Oleum VHT, a very high temperature paint, Krylon, Honda, Eastwood. Those of you in the U.S. and North America are probably familiar with Eastwood. And again, a different color, a Duplicolor, Rust-Oleum, and Iron Guard. And then I put in here, just for grins and giggles, a Cerakote. I started using this on exhaust systems. It doesn't come in a spray can, or it didn't the last I knew, and it's a very high temperature, very durable paint. I use this on the exhaust system of the Suzuki TS50 restoration. That was the last motorcycle project that I did. And I'm very, very pleased with this, but you got to spray it out through a spray gun. But it's very durable. The reason I wanted to share all of these with you, and again, keep in mind, I have a lot of other paints. I have a lot of silvers, virtually every silver color you could think of by these manufacturers and others. And my point in this is that I have not found any one of these, not a one of them, that will hold up to a direct assault of gasoline. And I don't care what the can says on the back. You read the label and they'll say fuel resistant. I have not found that to be the case in my experience. Now, viewers, your experience may vary from this. I don't know, but I can tell you every one of these, including this clear, by the way, I have tested with gasoline over the years at one time or the other, and every one of them will be damaged, will streak, will run, will spot, if they're direct exposure to gasoline. And the other point I'd like to make is it doesn't do you any good to spray out whatever your color of choice is. These just happen to be blacks, as I indicated. I have a lot of other colors, a lot of silvers, and even other colors than that. It doesn't do you any good thinking you'll apply a clear over your color coat, that the clear is going to protect the paint. It won't. Because the chemistry of the clear is the same as the chemistry of the pigmented paint, so it'll be damaged the same way. And again, I have tested this over 25, 30 years, and some of these paints are pretty old. I usually label them. This one isn't. But quite often I will write the date on this. This is June 2020. That's when I bought it. Let's see if this is August of 2020 when I bought it, etc. Usually, it's most common that I will write the date so I know how old the paint is. Now, when we talk about the Ford 8N, and again, I applied this paint to it. And by the way, I did test this paint. I sprayed it out on a little piece of metal, a little sample, let it set for a week, cure out really good. In fact, I even baked it. And dribbled some fuel on it, some gasoline. It streaked right away. So even this, and this, by the way, I think is a very high quality paint, at least the equivalent of all of these. It's sprayed out really well. It lays down really nice. It dries reasonably quickly. It's probably not as quick drying as some of these are, but that's okay for my purposes. That's a good quality paint, and that didn't hold up. Again, the reason I'm taking you through this is I am going to clear coat the carburetor body, the two halves, using a different clear than any of these. If any of you viewing this video, anyone watching this video, can identify an off-the-shelf, generally available, quick drying, single stage, rattle can, spray can paint that will hold up to a direct assault of gasoline, I'd like to hear about it. I'd like to know your experiences in the brand, because I haven't been able to find that yet. So what do I do then with a carburetor like this Ford? So I'll show you. The only finish that I have found that holds up to direct assault of fuel or gasoline is a urethane two-part finish. And typically you'll find those in modern automobiles. For instance, there'll be a base coat, clear coat, and those are almost always urethane. I have sprayed out urethane. In fact, the last project that I painted, I think it was a Yamaha YL1 when I did all the body work, that was a urethane two-part paint. What I found it works really well for carburetors and smaller parts is this product right here, and this is available I think in different brands. This is a urethane-based two-part clear. It's a clear glamour, that means it's gloss. And the solvent is mixed in here, and what you do is you puncture this on the bottom right there with this little button. You mount that and you pop it, and then you shake it up really well, and it's a urethane-based clear coat. You can, in fact, I think, buy some colors in this form also, like blacks. I haven't tried them. I haven't looked for them, frankly. And I'm not sure about that, but I know definitely you can get clears. And this is really intended for automobile repair shops that need to do spot touch-up and repairs, and then they don't have to load up their whole spray system, their gun with clear urethane. You can just use one of these cans. It works really well. I have used this a number of times over the years, and it is completely fuel resistant once it cures out. A couple of days, you can expose your part directly to fuel that's been coated with this, and it will be fuel resistant. The downside is, well, there's two. One, it's urethane, so you have to be real careful and have appropriate PPE, personal protective equipment, i.e. respirators. You do not want to breathe this. It is seriously dangerous, and I'm not exaggerating. It is not something you want to breathe, so you have to have an appropriate respirator, and I don't mean one of those old paper ones that are the N95 rated. I'm talking about a serious cartridge style respirator that you would use for painting of automobiles, and I obviously have one of those. So there's a safety factor with it, and the second is cost. This can, well actually there's three issues. I'll get to the third one in a minute. This can is pricey. I think I paid US 26 or 28 US dollars for this can. So it's expensive. It's probably 2 to 3 times, I'm not even sure what the paint is going right now these days. I haven't bought any real recent. But it's 2 to 3 times the price of your off-the-shelf sprays. And for me, it's worth it, because if I'm going to put all the effort and time into preparing parts like that carburetor body, I'm going to clean it, I'm going to paint it. Spending a few extra bucks on a clear like this that I know is fuel resistant is worth it to me. And I'll really even debate that in my mind. The third issue that I wanted to mention regarding this is that it has a shelf life, and that is that once you puncture this seal inside of here by pushing in on this pin, it has a definite shelf life because you've activated the catalyst inside of the container, and I think the can says you have 72 hours, I believe, something like that, active shelf life. But it definitely has a shelf life. You might get a couple of days out of it, but it's kind of a one and done. So once you've activated it, you better use it within a day or so, preferably right away, because if you come back in a week or 2 weeks, it'll have set up in the can. It will no longer be usable. That's the other thing that you'll have to just be aware of. But this is what I'm going to clear coat that carburetor with once I've allowed the current paint, spray paint, to flash off a bit. And then I'll go ahead and put the carburetor together. There's one other thing I wanted to share with you. I thought I would share with you some of the samples I've made over the years. Again, this is just a small sampling of the coupons, the paint coupons or samples, chips that I've made over the many years of painting primarily motorcycle parts, carburetors, engine side covers, brake backer plates, etc. And I almost always, when I'm working with a new paint that I'm serious about, I will create a chip. So for instance, you see this is Duplicolor DE1615 and Duplicolor BCP103 caliper paint, Duplicolor 1615, Honda Cloud Silver, and this is, I think, a match to one of the others. Matches Suzuki Silver, at least in my opinion. Quite often what I'll do when I spray out a new paint, and I might have 2 or 3 samples going, and I'm not sure which one matches the original piece I'm trying to match to best, I'll actually take the parts up to the house or have my wife come to the shop, and I'll have her take a look at them and give me her opinion on which of the paints I'm working on matches the original item. I find that's helpful sometimes to get a third-party view, and she's very good with that. I have, again, others of these silvers. I have quite a few. I just brought out a sampling of them here I've made over the years. I also have the same setup in blacks, rattle can or spray can blacks. I just didn't bring them out for this particular segment, but I have the same thing in blacks and powder coating. So these 3 pieces are powder coating. Some of you know I do powder coating in my shop. I can do small pieces. And you can see this is Columbia low gloss black, 30%, satin black, 60%, gloss black, 80%. When it comes to gloss, the higher the percentage, the brighter, the glossier the finish. If you had a clean mirror that was perfectly clean, that would be a 100 gloss reflection. So the lower the number, the flatter the finish. So again, 30, 60, 80, and I think I even have maybe a 90 or 95 gloss black around here somewhere, the sample. I just didn't get them all. I'd cover this, probably this piece of cardboard, those samples, if I got them all out. In all different colors, mostly silvers and blacks, but I got a few others as well. In both powder coat and spray cans like you see here. Again, many blacks. Some of these blacks I have samples or coupons for also. And I can assure you that if I was to hit any one of these samples, and these are well cured, these have been around for years. If I was to hit any one of these samples with gasoline directly, they will get damaged and this finish will run. The powder coat won't. These are very durable, and you could, spray gasoline on them and it'll just slough it off. These paints will not. And that's really the whole point here, that I've not found a rattle can, spray can, off the shelf, commonly available paint that will hold up to direct exposure to gasoline. And that's why I'm going to use this 2-part or 2-pack, sometimes called a 2-pack, clear on the carburetor body, and the 2 halves, before I reassemble it to prevent damage of that fresh paint. That's going to be it for this video today, folks. Any issues, questions, thoughts, drop me a note. Otherwise, as usual, thanks for watching. I thought I'd do a little bonus reel here, a little more detail on the pot life of this product once it's been activated. And according to the instructions right here, it's pretty hard to read. I don't know if you can see it or not, but once activated, pot life is 48 hours. To be used within 36 months from date of manufacture, and there's a date code. Here it says 7/22 of 24. This is winter of 25, so we're well within 36 months. My experience has been that you might get away with up to 3 days, 72 hours, once you've activated it, but I think once you get beyond 48 to 72 hours, you're pushing your luck, and it probably isn't going to spray out and be any good anymore. So again, once you activate it, you better use it, so have your plan in place of all the parts that you want to spray. The other thing I want to mention, I don't think I mentioned earlier, and I'm talking about PPE and safety, is besides using a good quality, industrial quality respirator, not a paper mask, either spray it outside where you got good ventilation, or if you're spraying it inside, of course, you want to spray it in the shop or space that has adequate ventilation. The other thing is gloves. I always wear nitrile gloves when I spray out something like this. I wear them when I spray in general, any paint, but I don't want to be getting this on my hands or my skin, or certainly my clothes. So I'd highly recommend, besides the respirator, good quality respirator, safety glasses, and appropriate gloves to protect your skin.